Good morning. Okay, so the FTSE 100 on the European Open. Okay, so let's start the week strong. Let's make sure that we're not forcing trades as usual. If the setup is not correct, we simply must walk away from scalp trade in the open. You'll know this by my commentary. Okay, so 2023, that's what it's all about. Scalp trade in the open. If the setup is not there, we simply walk away and then we wait and we revert to intraday trading. Whether we scalp trade the open or not, we still introvert, we still move on to intraday trading after we scalp the first 5-10 minutes. Okay. Intraday trading for me, it'll be long positions in the morning session, FTSE 100. I'll wait for it to go back and retest the previous low, roughly 7720 on my chart, so 7720. But you can see that yourself. Basically, 15-20 minutes ago was the key level that I will be using in terms of a support level. Okay. Right, here we go. Remember, got to wait for that space to be created, waiting for that price to push away from the opening price, create that space, create that opportunity, create that leverage. If it doesn't happen, we walk away and then we revert to intraday trading. Preserve your capital, preserve your investment, preserve your money. That's more important than making money. Okay, here we go. Okay, so far that initial influx of volume isn't too great. It's quite a low amount of volume. You can see that because it's not creating much volatility in that initial candle. Make sure you're on the 1 minute time frame when we're scalp trading this open. Then you can revert to the 10 or 15 minute once we go to intraday. But it has to be the 1 minute when we're scalp trading the open. So that's for the benefit of the new traders that have recently joined the community. Okay, so you can see that there's not much volume. So we were talking about a checklist last week. You know, the first question when we're looking to scalp trade and open, the first question is there volume in this open? And you can tell that by how the candle is performing. Is there big moves? Is there big pullbacks? Is it fast? Is the candle big? If the answer is yes, well then we move on to the next stage. We wait for that space to be created. At the moment, we're not even getting past the first question. Look where the second candle's dropped off. So at the moment, this is an extremely poor open. We're waiting for volume to come in. Sometimes, listen, it doesn't always initially filter through. Sometimes it does take a number of seconds, but it's a bit disappointing so far. We're a minute in, the second candle's dropped off, not far away from the opening price. So at the moment, there's no setup for a scalp as far as I'm concerned. And listen, you know, again, for the benefit of the traders that have recently joined the community, you know, the worst thing that you can do is to force a trade because it's based on what? You know, at the moment we don't have an opportunity to place a trade because we don't know where it's going to go. We have no idea what pattern this is trying to perform. At the moment it's operating in a relatively tight range. You know, what are we on to now? The third candle, very, very poor so far. Now I know there is a lot of there's a lot of data being released in the US this week, so it could be that. It could be that in terms of trading the European market, a lot of traders, I'm going to say a lot of traders, I'm talking about the hedge funds, you know, the big banking institutions, they might, you know, just proceed with caution for the first couple of days in terms of the morning because there is some major data being released in the US this week, I believe. And again, for the benefit of the new traders that have recently joined, you know, you'll hear me saying this over and over again, but sometimes the best trade is no trade. Okay, so far I am not seeing an opportunity to perform a scalp trade. Remember, when we're scalp trading, we're getting in and out as quickly as possible, so we're only in for a matter of seconds. And because we're only in for a matter of seconds, what we're looking for is we're looking for, you know, fast movement. We're looking for fast movement of the candles. We're looking for, you know, extreme pullbacks, extreme movements in general in terms of the candles. We're looking for big candles. We're looking for big pullbacks, big spikes, and we're not getting that at the moment. This is almost, you know, an intraday type of environment. So for me, 3 minutes in, the longer this goes on, you know, I doubt very much I'm going to scalp trade this open. Yeah, it is pushing away from the opening price. It is creating space, but we'll see. We'll see. 3 minutes in, I'm not sure. The problem with scalp trading, this type of setup, is that you can get caught in a scalp, which is not good because scalp trading is it's about an extreme environment of very fast price action. Okay, so I keep saying as well, if in doubt, stay out. So for me, I don't like this. I don't like it at all. Personally, I'm not going to scalp trade this open. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for it to retest the previous low, and that was basically about quarter to the hour. That was the previous low. I'm going to wait for it to retest the previous low. Then I'm going to look to go long intraday, morning session, the FTSE 100. Remember, it's so important to not force a trade. You know, I mean, if you feel as though you want to trade this, by all means go ahead. Me personally, with the experience that I have, I'm not going to trade it. I'm not going to trade it. It's not the correct setup for scalp trading. Okay. So as I said, I'm going to wait for it to go back, retest the previous low. I don't think it'll quite retest 7720 again on my chart. I think it'll go down to maybe 7725, something like that. I doubt it'll hit 7720, i.e. the previous low. But I'm going to wait for it to go back and retest roughly that area, look for the rejections, and then I'm going to go long. Okay, so I think because of the previous sell-off, so it's basically been in a pullback since futures opened last night. So that's what I'm going to wait for. And again, listen, I keep saying it. Even if it turns out that my analysis is wrong, well then I simply won't take a trade. So I've not actually lost anything. Have I lost out on an opportunity? Yeah, but big deal. I would rather miss out than an opportunity instead of taking an opportunity where I know the setup is not correct and then take a loss. Right? It doesn't make sense. Remember, we don't have to trade. We don't have to scalp trade every single open. We only trade it when the setup is to our advantage. Okay, so intraday wise, I think that there will be a good short position available pretty soon. I might actually take that myself because it has pushed away now for the opening price. It's created quite a lot of space. So now that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look for a short position intraday, and then I'm going to revert back, wait for it to retest the previous low, previous support, and then I'm going to look to go long intraday. So there could be two good opportunities here. So a short position intraday followed by a long position intraday. Okay, so have a fantastic morning. This afternoon we go again. Dow Jones on the US Open. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so the Dow Jones on the US Open. Okay, so hopefully we'll get an opportunity to actually scalp this open. We didn't this morning, but it is what it is. Okay, so in terms of intraday trading, once we finish scalping the open, I think that short positions will probably be the best option. I would look for it to challenge 33,900. So that is the key level. So that's the resistance. Okay, so 33,900. I would like to see it challenge 33,900, gets rejected, and then go short. Okay. It's a bit I mean I'm not strongly biased short or long in terms of intraday trading at the moment. I would have to have a look at it in a couple of hours. But certainly at the moment, I would look for it to test 33,900, and then we should get some good short opportunities. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I know we're all desperate to scalp trade this open. We didn't get a chance to scalp trade this morning because the setup was just not there. But if the setup is not correct on this open, again, I certainly will not be forcing a trade. I will sit out the scalp and then move over to intraday. Very important, okay? It's very, very important. We're not market makers, we're not market movers. If the setup is not there, we don't take the trade. It's as simple as that. Okay, so for the benefit of the new traders, we've had a number of new traders coming in recently. I will talk through the open and identify if it is actually possible to scalp the open. Okay, so there's the open, although you wouldn't think it was. So initial influx of volume, again, doesn't seem to be there. I says this morning, for those of you that missed the open this morning, there is some major news. There's some major data getting released in the US this week, so it could be why we don't have a particularly great open, even though there is volume throughout the session intraday. what we're seeing certainly this morning on the FTSE was very little volume on the open. So it looks like it is the same here again. This is very similar to this morning's open. So we'll just need to wait and see. I hope that it at least does test 33,900, and then I will look to go short intraday. Certainly at the moment, yeah, I can already tell. Hope I'm wrong. We're a minute in. I hope that I'm wrong, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a scalp environment again. Remember, we need extreme volatility to scalp trade the open. Okay, you don't need that extreme volatility when you're intraday trading or swing trading. Okay, it's pushing up. Okay, good. So at least it is testing 33,900. On my chart, it's actually exceeded it. So this could be this could be an opportunity for a short position. It's not going to be anything to write home about, I don't think, because it's not really pushed away too much from the opening price. But what I'm looking for now is I might actually take a scalp, but I would like to see it to retest the previous high, retest 33,900. It actually exceeded it by, on my chart, about 18 points. So I'm looking for it to retest the previous high, not on this candle now, but the previous candle, then I'll look to go short. Okay, I don't think it's going to be anything to write home about, but there still might be an opportunity here for scalp. But as I said, if I don't think it's viable, I simply won't take it. But what I'm looking for now is for this candle to retest the previous high on the open, which is the previous candle. Okay. Yeah, listen, I think that's why we've had poor opens today. I think it's a case of, many traders are just sitting out these opens just to see what the data release is this week. I mean, even now, I mean, that was actually a decent opportunity, but I was waiting for it to retest the previous high. It didn't. Drop back, dropped off. Again, it's a very poor open. But it is what it is. I mean, just because we can't scalp trade the open doesn't mean that we can't intraday trade, because we can intraday trade. There's a better chance to intraday trade, certainly by the looks of it. Yeah, I don't blame you, Adam. You cannot force a trade, not when you're scalp trading. It's certainly looking like it. I mean, it's 3 minutes in. I just don't think that we're gonna get an opportunity to scalp trade. Intraday trading, yeah, different story, but I just don't think we're going to get an opportunity to scalp trade this open. It's nothing. The setup is not there. Okay, there's no volume, which is not creating that volatility. We need big candles for at least the first 3 candles, especially the first 2 candles. We need them to be big candles to push away from the opening price. I mean, look how slow it is. You would be forgiven for thinking that this is mid-session. Okay, it is pushing up, so I think I might actually take a short position on this open scalp trading. I don't think it's going to be anything to write home about, but it's still providing a small opportunity. I would expect tomorrow morning to be the same, to be honest with you, until we see that data release in the US. Okay, not bad. Okay, I'll take that. I ended up taking a position actually. I didn't think I was going to get the opportunity. It was not a bad little return. Okay, not bad. Did anybody else take that? Because even up to the last second, I really wasn't sure if I was going to take it. But I ended up taking it. It ended up being actually a pretty decent short position. I was not expecting that at all. Yeah, so a few years took it. I mean, I wasn't going to. Right, let's move on. So in terms of intraday trading, definitely short positions in the morning session. It's created a lovely amount of space from 1:45 my time, so that'd be quarter to midday London time. It's pushed up, it's made significant highs. Now it's got to give back. It can't continue to be bullish for the whole session. Pre-market it was bullish, but I expect it to pull back now. So I'll be looking for short positions now intraday. And, I would still say, the key level in terms of resistance would be probably on my chart, 33,920. So it'll be thereabouts on your chart. You can see it because it's the candles previous to the ones that we're looking at now. Okay, so again, wasn't a great open, better than I expected, to be honest with you. I wasn't expecting to scalp trade that. Okay, so have a fantastic afternoon. Tomorrow morning we go again. The FTSE 100 on the European Open.